Right, guys, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast, and of course, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, give me your opinion as a Guna, COYG. Come on, you guys. We are going to be looking at so many things, but basically, Thomas Partey update. I've gathered a couple of pieces for you around Thomas Partey. We are going to be discussing them. Is he signing for Arsenal? That's the headline, that's the title. It doesn't mean he is on his way to Arsenal, but it is a big question. Is he signing for Arsenal? I'm going to give you the detailed report, all we know, everything you should know about Thomas Partey, the latest, and all the stories that I've been following before. First and foremost, yesterday, a story came out. It was quite strong, but I tried to ignore because it was quite relevant, but I thought it was one of these stories that have always been around. Partey keen to join Arsenal, so I tried not to over exaggerate it. Still today, the same story in an advanced way is coming out from Spain that Thomas Partey could be on his way to Arsenal. Arsenal looking at bringing in two players in this month, that is Aouar and Partey. Now, yesterday, like I said, Thomas Partey was very keen on joining Arsenal. According to many reports, Football London did the story, and a couple of other blogs like the Mirror and so on. Today, one report from Spain suggests that Arsenal could actually be very, very close to getting Thomas Partey after signing Gabriel Magalhaes and Dani Ceballos. Now, you guys, you remember that Arsenal has been linked with Thomas Partey for the last 3 months. However, nothing has been happening. We first took in a first bid of 26 million. It was rejected. The second bid, 40 million, was rejected. Now, a third bid is, it looks very, very close, to be taken into Atletico Madrid. However, Atletico Madrid are very clear. They have, they are saying we want 50 million, and we haven't received any money from Arsenal to take Thomas Partey, and we are not going to do any loan deal or swap deal when it comes to Thomas Partey. So, what is the latest about Thomas Partey? Today morning, David Ornstein went to his Twitter. He tweets about Arsenal every day. Then it's like his daily job. So he tweeted about Ains Maitland Niles. He tweeted about Hector Bellerin going to PSG, and after that he said Partey is still an Arsenal priority. Plus, discussions for Aouar are still going on. Now, that is where I picked the interest. Partey is still an Arsenal priority. Arsenal could actually be in silent talks with Thomas Partey and Atletico Madrid, just like we saw the Dani Ceballos deal. It just blew up. Probably the Thomas Partey deal is going to also just blow up, like we do not expect, because if you look at the deals we have been doing these days, they have been very, very hidden from the media. Gabriel Magalhaes, all we knew was when he was coming, but the initial talks, like Edu said, they have been following the player, tracking him down. We didn't know. We thought United and Napoli and Everton were the only clubs tracking Gabriel Magalhaes, but we were tracking him as well. According to Edu, he came in. Willian, there wasn't too much noise about him, but of course, we had the hint, but it wasn't in the media too. So Thomas Partey could be in silent talks with Arsenal, and Arsenal could also be in silent talks with Atletico Madrid. According to the latest reports, a deal could be very, very close. That is to happening. Partey could be an Arsenal player, and of course I would say welcome Thomas Partey. He's a decent midfielder, very decent midfielder. He has an 85% passing accuracy, 53 passes per game, 3 tackles per game. That's the kind of defensive midfielder you want to have at a club like Arsenal. Pair him with Ceballos and Xhaka, and then maybe the Partey can start rolling, or you pair him with Ceballos and Aouar, and the Partey can get itself rolling. So Thomas Partey could be very close. I'm not really sure about this, and I'm quoting a source from Spain. It could be very, very close. But of course, Charles was yesterday, told us, the open the open statement that every journalist can get from the club. He said Thomas Partey is very keen on joining Arsenal. However, the price has not yet been met. Atletico Madrid still want the 50 million euros into the player. So we said, okay, now again today the same deal, the same story is very, very hitting that the ground very hard. What should we expect? Is Partey signing? Is he coming to Arsenal? Is he very close? We still have so many questions about that deal. But until when we can confirm that the player is really coming to Arsenal, we should know that he's still an Arsenal priority. He's one of those players that are really wanted by Mikel Arteta, and that is all we should stay with for now. Maybe later we shall catch up with with the club and so on. Mikel Arteta has been very good in convincing players. He has been very good in talking to players and then they join us. He talked to Willian, he talked to Gabriel Magalhaes. Probably he's going to talk to Thomas Partey as well, and maybe we can pay the money. If we are going to get Aouar and Partey, that means we are going to spend around £100 million, which man I think is not readily available for Arsenal this summer. But Mikel Arteta has gone out there talking about a new project. He has told Gabriel Magalhaes he has a new project he's building. He has told Willian he has a new project he's building. Probably he wants Thomas Partey to be a central man in that project, because Arsenal cannot have a midfield that is really, really as light as that without a person like Thomas Partey or a defensive midfielder. Now, still away from that, Kolasinac is going back to Germany. It is confirmed Kolasinac is going back to Germany, to Schalke 04. One of either this week or next week, the deal is going to be completed. Romours this week is also completing his move to Newcastle. He has he has snapped Leeds for Newcastle. It's going to be a season-long loan. And I was talking to one of my inmates here, and I told him if a player is 24 years of age, Romours 24 years of age, and he has spent almost 3 seasons at Arsenal, and you are telling me he cannot play first team football, he's going out on loan, when players like William Saliba, who are younger than him, when players like Gabriel Magalhaes, who are younger than him, are going to take up his position at Arsenal. I think Romours is really a joke. I am really sorry to say this, but I think he's becoming a big joke. You cannot be 24 and you lose your place in the first team to someone who's younger than you, to someone who has not been playing in the Premier League. So I think that is really being unserious. But of course he's going to be playing with Newcastle, which I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal for the player and for Arsenal as well. They can sign him on a permanent deal. I don't think he's going to play for Arsenal with all the competition that there is in the defensive options for Mikel Arteta. Emi Martinez still linked with move away, now linked to Germany. Schalke 04 would want to take him, but that there is nothing that has been confirmed whether the player is going to be getting away from the club or staying. Last time we said that a 2-year contract was awaiting for him to sign, so that he can actually extend his contract to 4 years. But however, Schalke 04 are coming in and they are saying they want his signature. I don't know whether they want him on loan or they want him to they want to take him on a permanent deal. I don't think they would have the 15-20 million we would want in Emi Martinez. Possibly it would be a loan deal. He wants to get a lot of playing time, but of course he has already made it clear that this season, if he doesn't get enough playing time at Arsenal, he's going to decide to move away from the club, which I think would be something bad. We need to have 2 quality goalkeepers in the same club. It would look so wonderful for me. But Emi Martinez is linked to Schalke 04 as well. Like I said, Ozil is linked to Al Nassr, and Football London are reporting that there are high chances that the player in himself, Mesut Ozil, could actually leave Arsenal now after being offered big money from UAE's Al Nassr. It will be a very good deal for Arsenal in terms of wages, because now we are going to pay Dani Ceballos' wages, and Ozil is also there. He has a lot of wages. We are not really getting a lot of services from him. If he can go away, even if it's a free transfer, and then his wages are off the the wage burden, probably we can actually bring in other players using his wage. So that is what is happening. But for the Thomas Partey deal, it isn't really in the media. The last thing we knew is that the second bid was rejected, and the latest is that the player wants to join Arsenal. However, it has been made very clear that the player is not going to force his move away from Atletico Madrid, and there is no way, there is no reason as to why the player should force his move out of Atletico Madrid. For one reason, the player wants to join Arsenal, want to buy, and Atletico want to sell. It's not like Atletico Madrid are blocking the move. The player is worth 50 million euros. That's the truth, and Arsenal, should pay that money if they want to get him. But of course, Partey would have forced a move if Atletico Madrid said, we are not selling you to us. But by the fact that Atletico Madrid are very open to listening to all the deals that are coming in on the table for Partey, it shows that they can sell, and maybe it is Arsenal that is letting down the player in himself, Thomas Partey. So that's the latest about Thomas Partey. I'll come back later when I talk about Dani Ceballos and our stay on the channel.